Alright, another game in my recent overboard tournament. Round 5. I was black against 2000 rated opponent. I've played him recently twice on white side. This is the first time, I think I have an old game against him, which I don't remember which color I had in that one, but well, both of our games also started with this. Queen's Gambit declined for me on the white side. Now I'm playing it on the black side. So let's see how it goes. Knight c3, knight f6. And then they go for the exchange variation and pin my knight. Well, many moves here. I played c6, just defending the pawn. They develop here, open up the bishop, and etc. etc. Normal stuff. Here, of course, bishop e7 is also possible. h6 is normal too. Like, put some questions for the bishop. It doesn't really matter whatever you do here, but it's a handy move to do. I play bishop e7 now. f5 there. Anything is possible here. Queen c2. I mean, most of the games go with the bishop d3 first, but and sometimes if you want to go for the knight e2 lines, then the queen might not be best here, but somewhere like here, you want to defend the e-pawn in some case. But this kind of indicates that they're probably going to go with these lines instead. Not that it's guaranteed either. I castle, take go bishop d3, rook e8. Kind of aiming at the e4 square, very important square for black. We need to get something stuck there at some point. Here they could go here with the plan, still with the plan of f3 e4 expansion in the center, but they go knight f3. Well, very good line to probably hinting about the minority attack in the future. And then I jump knight e4, stick the knight in the center. Looks like it's hanging, but because of this stuff here, they have to resolve this first. So chop. And I suddenly add third defender for the knight. They can go somewhere, but it's fine. This is fine. Castles. I can go knight bd7. I'll defend with the bishop instead. And well, here white of course could go with them. Rook a b1 and start pushing the queen side here. Aim is to make some kind of weakness on the queen side here for black and pressure that. They played a move I don't remember facing ever. Knight e5. Kind of blocking this stuff here. Actually, I think computer approved. The only move that gives slight advantage for white. Well, I challenged it with the knight d7. I was thinking f6, but I don't know. Some of them, like weakening the light squares here even further, didn't really sound or seem like a thing I wanted to do. I don't know. Bam. I mean, it's a bit unpleasant. I'm probably completely fine here, but I don't know. I went with the knight d7. Keep the king side a little better in control. Well, they took. I take back. Defend here. Point is that, okay, they took in the game. If they go f3, I don't do this one, which loses because they have the in-betweener here. And my in-betweener here does not work because they just move the king away and then I have to move my queen away from the bishop and they capture the knight and say, thank you. That's not good. So I have to go backwards here, which is fine. And then we defend this and it's playable. Instead, after this, they chopped off everything. Bishop takes. Here I was contemplating between takes this way. Taking with the pawn, the idea is to retain the bishop, because I want to do some kind of a kingside attack here. And maybe the bishop could be useful to retain there. Downside, of course, is that they also have a knight there, which can slide here or maybe go into the defense someday. And the bishop is like, if I take here, it's kind of hitting the air at the moment. Maybe in the future, if I do some kind of lift here, and they have to play g3, maybe we can infiltrate on the light squares and make use of the bishop, but well, I don't really know why they would, for instance, play h3 though, like any sack possibilities, unlikely. I have the h6 blade, which always hinders the attacking plans a lot because the rook can't easily lift to the h file. And then we could maybe pressure the h pawn and get him to go forward and chop here. Anyways, I decided against it. I took with the bishop. Here my opponent played b4, goes for the minority attack and offered a draw, which I was not happy to take, so I go on. I saw a nice plan here too. I can push the f pawn. Other plan would be to like try to do some kind of a rook slides here, or the other rook slides here, and try to threaten something somewhere. Might of course can defend it, like it's a bit clumsy to attack with only the major pieces, especially like I said with the h6 blade, so the sliding all the way here is a lot harder. Rook lifts are, well, we have to do it on the g file usually. I mean, this guy can go to the h file, but obviously he can defend. My idea was to play f5, push further, create some kind of a target here. And also I saw this idea, which I was happy about in advance, that if they stop it, which they did in the game, they should probably like just defend the e pawn somewhere, so they can take this one when I push it and not lose this one. Of course, it does kind of create some kind of weakness in that case. But I don't know, no, queen here somewhere. The point is that g3, they thought stops this, actually doesn't, which I saw in advance, which I was happy about. The point is that if they take, then this comes horrible. I slide the queen here, and well, the point is that we want to bring the rook somewhere to g6 and say checkmate. Here the best move, which I also was thinking about, is kind of counterintuitive rook e6, because you are not really threatening here and you kind of free the queen. But the point is that we instantly need to freeze the queen here, so it doesn't go here and kick my queen off here. And then I can bring the other rook, or I don't know, maybe some queen king here and here. This is pretty hopeless for white. So they did not take that way. Best way would have been to take here, which creates a huge imbalance here. I'll chop this pawn. I have 4 versus 2 on the queen side. They have 4 versus 2 on the king side. My king is a bit vulnerable. I was looking at the lines like, if they try to instantly infiltrate, I can probably do this and have this in time, and we get the control of the e file. Chop, chop. There's no rooks coming here, and it's fine. Or queen g6, we can just slide the rook here and bring the other one here, and we remain in control of the e file, and then I feel like I'm doing fine. Also, this is maybe possible to take. I was looking at these lines later on, but then you're a little slower to the e file and gets more unbalanced, but you are up a pawn. Who knows? Like, if they go here, I could maybe take this one, but it's different world. Well, they did not do any of those things. I thought this just loses what they did in the game, which is not true. Rook f e1. Well, I could of course take here, but here I got really greedy since I saw this and I thought like I'm just gonna win straight up, which is not true. The best moves are something like we just retain or just increase the pressure here in the center and play like rook a e8, do nothing. And then even like something like this and try to crack it all, really open up. This is somehow not the best, but the alternatives were like taking somehow, or taking, and creating a backwards pawn here. But if you have an option like f3, you don't want to get backwards pawn to your opponent. Seems less like not much when you're thinking that, oh, I'm just gonna checkmate them, and this is dangerous. Okay, during the game I didn't even see that this is a possibility of going defense here. I don't know, somehow I felt like the queen can't get here. He has to do like king here and rook here, and if I try the rook shifts here, then he has to do the queen here and here, and then I don't even have the sack stuff anymore because the queen can block and it's all fine. Somehow I completely missed that even this nonsense is possible, and it's fine. I did find a really good move here, which is the best move. Rook h4, intending to go straight up here and say checkmate. They of course cannot take because of check and mate. So they come here, stop me, and then queen g4, pin, so still can't take. I wanted to do this just to block this side completely, and the ideas are to like just come here, here, and here. But now he has this counterplay with the push here when I lose the control of the e4. And well, if I go here, he can take here and there, and this is not made, so he has some time to harass my queen, for instance, and gets out of control. So here I played this one, so I keep control of this square. They do, of course, have the option of playing here, and then like taking twice to distract my queen, and then taking my rook. Instantly, it's not really good because then, well, white only has horrible pawns now left. These are horrible, and yeah, it's kind of like the game, but just a lot worse version. So here they played king h1. I have option of going there at some point, and then I block this here. Idea is just like here, 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 bang, 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 something. Now they push there. I took. And then they play. They could instantly take here. They did first b5 with the idea that if I take, the queen can probably take, and it's covering this square, so I don't have any mating ideas yet. So I just went with the idea. Rook's double on the h file. They took, I took, like I don't want to have this come here, since this is not, I didn't see a straight up mate here. And then they kind of have to take here. And now two options. Either I take, up a pawn here. You have a passed c pawn. Or which looked also tempting to me is that like I take the h pawn and then take here. Then I don't win this one because he can defend it with check and here. This is also, I had like, I thought if I take the h pawn, I have some ideas to attack still, like rook d5. It's not dangerous, but this is better, which I did in the game. They took my rook. I took with the queen. Computer says even rook takes is somehow better, but I don't know. Maybe I get them in the better order this way up. I thought like, how can this be wrong? I hit this and this. I was dreaming of like rook goes passive, and then I start pushing my pony and win easily or something. Black is completely winning. Honestly, black is completely winning here. They played queen f1. I start to push my pawn. h4 makes some room for the king. And I'll just push. King h2. Alright, here I played a safety move because I wanted to get out of checks. Not ideal. Give him time to set up the better defense, which is kind of hard to crack. This does not throw away the win, but makes it harder, I guess. I should just go here, allow this because they have no time to take here. Because I take here and the king gets wide open and I can push there or I can do this one. And if you go there, I'll take here, I think. And well, it's basically hopeless. Well, in a game, I just stepped out of checks. They play here. I go rook e8. This is the move 32. I was getting a little bit low on time because I was trying to figure out, like, I thought there has to be a finish earlier and I couldn't find a forced mate anywhere and I spent a lot of time. My opponent spent a lot more time and was like playing with the increment around these parts of time. But I don't know. In hindsight, probably should have like just set up this kind of a defense here and get myself into the time control. But it's very easy to like your opponent has no time. Go for a forcing line. Doesn't matter. This is winning. They go here. Oh, sorry. This is not winning. They had some better defenses here. It's very hard to figure out why these are the ways that these work the way they work. They kind of covered this square, so I don't have any rook lifts here. But like if I go here, they can take this one, and I don't have any rook lifts here because I am the one who's gonna get checkmated eventually. Not so good. But yeah, I did look at these lines during the game at some point, but my opponent went queen h1, which is mistake. And then I can go here. This I tried to calculate and spend a lot of time. Like, can I go here? Queen takes here. I'll take the rook. They have a check. I go here. They have a check. There. And is this winning or not? Because my king is so open. We have a crazy good passed pawn here, but I'm not even sure still what this is about, but it might be. Also, there's like g6 lines. Oh wait, maybe if I go here, they can just repeat. No, probably can't get the rook then. I think I looked at this stuff here, queen d2, where they don't have instant checks, and then I go here and I'll take this one and I think somewhere might have better moves like here, I think. Or maybe they went wrong earlier. Well, anyways, some complicated thing. I didn't want to go into time trouble. Like it could easily end up in some kind of a perpetual. I played queen d3, which is fine. They went here. I played rook e2, comito, but it does win. They took my pawn. I take their pawn, check. If they go somewhere, well, if here, of course, I'd have this one winning, but here we have check, and then I can go like here. I'm covering the diagonal, so this stuff is not gonna work out, and I'm threatening mates here. Not so great, not so great. Black is definitely winning, so king has to go up. Bang. But here I hallucinated something stupid, like I originally thought like somehow this and this is somehow comes with check. Not here, but like originally when I went with the rook f2, I thought somehow this is fine. But this is not fine because that's not a check. I die. I can't block because of this old trick here and I'm lost. My rook's very annoyingly there out of play. The winning line here was queen d7 check, and after g4 just play h5, which I missed completely. I was pointed out this after the game, and well, what did I not see here is that check there, check. I can play g6 because there is nothing worrisome happening here anymore because the queen and the rook are now discoordinated. This is an easy win. We are threatening to take here mate. If they defend, we just add pressure here. We're even threatening to take with the pawn now, and or even the queen and then do a pawn mate. It's no good. If there, of course, we can take now with the pawn and take with the queen. And we can push and win. Easy, easy. Well, here I didn't see the win. I spent all my time here. I blitzed this with no time left on the clock. Got my increment. They go queen, rook e3. I again try to see something, but I don't see anything. I throw random check. They play g4, only legal move. And then, I mean, I should just go somewhere with the queen, but ay. You can't even believe what square I picked. I went here. My opponent says thank you. But this was blitzed with no time. Like I was panicking here. I didn't really see anything. This still would be okay, but it's no longer winning. Win has slipped away. Horrible. But yeah. Here you can quote the famous Sokolov interview. I felt like horrible after this game. Pretty much destroyed my tournament. Last game was a long struggle. I didn't manage to hold against the Grandmaster. And after that game, I lost this from completely winning position to hanging a queen. Pretty much destroyed my confidence for the rest of the tournament. I thought I was playing pretty reasonably well until this moment. Of course, this end was not played well, but after that, my game went back to the old ways of playing pretty much nonsensical play chess. Still not over this loss. Oof. Well, it's a lot of pain. Yeah, my opponent just took the queen and I resigned. I did manage to, well, no spoilers. Score-wise, it was not terrible, but I thought my game went backwards like a lot after this loss. Pretty much like, I destroys my confidence in chess for this tournament at least. Anyways, thanks for watching this miserable performance, and until next time. Ciao.